So I came up with another way to load in drum racks, which I think maybe could be simpler, but it might take more or less time depending on how comfortable you are in Ableton. So I'm going to hop over to this file I made called drum racks, and let's just pop over there for 1 sec. So this file also lives in Dropbox. Over here, you can see every single song that we use the drum pad for. So let's say that we're doing like Exalted Overall. We're just going to click Exalted Overall, copy the drum rack here with either Command C or right click and copy. And now we're going to jump back over to our master set that we're making. Be sure here not to completely like close out of Ableton because you'll lose what's on your clipboard at that point. So we're back in our main session. I'm gonna click drum pad and then delete what's on there, which is this empty drum rack. And then I'm gonna paste the one we just copied from the other session. Okay, so let's say that Exalted Overall is like our second song. What I would usually do, you don't have to do this, but I usually will turn on the drum rack only on the appropriate song. So I'm gonna turn it off here, and then I'm gonna use my pencil tool to turn it on for Exalted Overall. You can see now that during that song, we have it open. Let me change this too so you can just hear what's going on. There we go. All right. So that one's done. Let's pretend I'm going to make up another scenario for you. So I'm going to jump back over to the other file. So let's say that we're doing a second song that utilizes a drum rack, like Unstoppable God, the collective version. I'm going to copy that one as well. And since we're using two different drum racks, I'm going to delete this automation, turn it back on. Here's how to add a second drum rack. And this is kind of similar to what we do with like keys patches. So I'm going to right click, hit group, and then we're going to click this button right here. At that point, I'm going to click down this blank space and hit paste. And there is Unstoppable God. So now you've got Unstoppable God and then Exalted Overall. Let's pretend that Unstoppable God is our first song. So we've got that one, and this one, and now we need to use the chain selector to switch when we go from song 1 to song 2. So we're just going to set these up here so that 1 is Unstoppable God, 2 is Exalted Overall, and then we'll use this here to choose between those. So if I click it, now we can automate it. So 1 is going to be Unstoppable God, 2 is going to be Exalted Overall, and if we go down to like 0, that'll be basically just muting it. So you can see here, 1, 2, muting. So now we've got two different songs that we're using it for. This sound and this one. All right, let's do one more scenario. I'm going to hop back over to the drum racks. So a couple of these songs have automation in them. What that means is the samples or maybe some effects are changing throughout the song so that maybe they're triggering different sounds or there's like a filter closing or opening. Those songs are all in pink and they're a little bit more complicated to get over, but we'll work through that right now. So let's say that like King of Glory is our third song in the set. So I'm going to copy both the drum rack and also the filter on this song. The other two had just, I guess this one has a filter too. But anyways, I'm going to copy both of these things and hop back over to the other session. Okay, so we said that King of Glory, oops. We said King of Glory is song 3. We're going to paste this down here. I guess I forgot to title that one. We'll move this over to 3. And now, let's see. We'll just do that. So now we've got 1, 2, 3. And then remember how I mentioned that the track was colored like pink or orange or whatever, meaning that it had automation? We need to move that automation to the correct part of this file. One other thing I'll do that you would just be doing anyways is tempo automation. Let me do that too, just so this all makes a little bit more sense. So you got Unstoppable God at 82. Exalted Overall is at 105. And then King of Glory is at, 168, I think. Okay. So what we need to do now, we've got anything that's got this like little pinkish red dot means there's automation happening. So we're automating the chain selector here, which we've already talked about. But then inside of King of Glory, there's also some automation happening. It's happening with a chain selector inside of it, and also with turning on and off this filter, and then with the frequency and resonance knobs on the filter. So we need to make sure that all of that automation starts right here where the song starts. So let's go hunting for this automation. So here is the automation for our master instrument rack, which is changing which drum rack we're using. We can see more here inside of instrument rack King of Glory. And we're automating the chain selector. So what I'm going to do here is grab this, and instead of this automation happening during song 1, which in this case is Unstoppable God, we need to hit Command X, or just right click and hit cut. And then we're going to either hit Command V or right click and hit V whenever, like on the, whenever King of Glory starts. All right, so now we've moved it to here. So that automation is done. However, there's a little bit more automation, like I mentioned. We need to do this as well. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut and paste. And we got a little bit more here with this filter. And then I'm just curious, that didn't work either. Okay, so then we have to do we're gonna have to do the same thing here. Let's see, we automated the device on off, and we also have to automate the frequency automation and also the resonance automation. Okay, so now let's look at what's happening within King of Glory. So song 1, song 2, we'll just save it that all is song 3, and then it'll mute afterwards. So within King of Glory, we've got this happening, which is probably changing, that sound right there, which snare sample we're using basically. It is automating, let's see, something else that I'm not sure what that is. But it's automating, oh, there it is. Okay, and then it's also doing, oh, it was a kick automation. That was what one of those things was. Okay, and then we are also, like I mentioned earlier, we're automating the filter envelope. So this right here is turning on this filter, as you can see, what just happened right there. And then we're automating the filter frequency. Although, why is that off? I screwed that up. That needs to remain on. Automating the frequency, and then we're also automating the resonance. So anyways, to simplify it, I was just cutting and pasting all the automation from King of Glory over to where King of Glory actually starts. The good thing is King of Glory is usually the first song on the set list, and all the automation is programmed to happen right at the beginning of the Ableton session. So you probably won't have to do this ever with this song, but just giving you a hypothetical. That's pretty much it. So there would be the craziest scenario for the drum rack. You probably won't have a situation that crazy, but just in case, now you're prepared for it. Catch you later.